Good evening, guys. I have a couple bonus shows for you tonight. First bonus show is Discussion D. Deals with the first terminally ill patient to go into space. Apparently, her wish is to go into space before she dies. Okay, obviously, she has a terminal illness. So we're going to go into that, to the discussion, the presentation I made for you tonight. This one, I thought this was an interesting one to do. So we shall get into the first terminal ill patient to go into space. Okay, here we go. Here's a fuller, more textured version of the explanation, still grounded entirely in the page you are viewing, but expanded to give you a richer sense of what the story is doing and why it resonates. Okay, what the headline signaling? The headline announces something both simple and quietly historic. A 69-year-old Napa Valley woman with a terminal diagnosis is preparing to fly on a commercial space mission, and if the flight goes forward, she would become the first terminally ill patient to go into space. First terminally ill person described in the news report to travel into space. It's a headline that blends mortality, aspiration, and technological possibility, inviting the reader to consider how someone might choose to spend the time they have left. Who she is. The article centers on Pam Harter, whose life has been shaped by a rare genetic disorder. PXE. PXE gradually damages the body's connective tissues, especially the arteries, which become stiff, fragile, and prone to dangerous blockages. Harter has lived with this condition for decades, but the article makes clear that she has now reached a point where her vascular system is failing in ways that medicine can no longer reverse. Her doctors have told her that her prognosis is terminal. Yet the page also paints her as someone with a long-standing curiosity about the world and beyond. She's a traveler, a space enthusiast, and someone who has always looked outward, even as her body has narrowed her options. the medical crossroads she faced. The surrounding page details the pivotal moment that shaped her decision. She previously underwent procedures to place vascular stents to keep her arteries open. One of these stents later became completely blocked, a sign of worsening disease. Her medical team offered another major surgery, but the expected outcome was grim. She would likely survive the operation only to live with tubes, devices, and a sharply reduced quality of life. She chose not to pursue further invasive treatment. This kind of decision, this is the kind of decision many people face near the end of life, whether to undergo aggressive interventions that may extend time but diminish living, or to prioritize autonomy, comfort, and meaning. Harder chose the latter. How space became part of her final chapter. Harder has been fascinated by space for years, and the article describes her as someone who never stopped dreaming about what lies beyond Earth. That dream took an unexpected turn when Blue Origin contacted her and offered her a seat on the upcoming suborbital mission. For her, the invitation wasn't just a thrill, it was a profound affirmation that her life, even now, could expand rather than contract. She calls the opportunity something beyond her wildest dream, a phrase that captures both wonder and disbelief. Commercial spaceflight companies have typically flown wealthy tourists, researchers, or public figures, including someone with a terminal illness, is unusual, and the article subtly acknowledges that this is new territory for the industry. Why this story resonates. The page frames Harder's journey as more than a human interest story. It sits at the intersection of several larger themes. End of life autonomy. Her choice reflects a growing cultural emphasis on shaping one's final chapter according to personal values rather than medical default pathways. Quality of life versus medical intervention. The article underscores the tension between what medicine can do and what a person may want. What a person may want at the end of life. The evolution of space tourism. Her inclusion raises questions about how commercial space companies assess risk, define eligibility, and imagine who belongs in space. Meaning making for Harter, the chance to leave Earth isn't escapism. It's a way to affirm. It's a way of affirming identity, curiosity, and agency at a moment when illness could easily eclipse all of that. The story ultimately invites readers to consider how people craft meaning when time is short and how emerging technologies like commercial spaceflight can intersect with deeply human questions about purpose, legacy, and joy. Okay, guys, that is your D for tonight. So for now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.